This is Spanish 2, Family and Community, Vocabulary Words 1 through 5. Now I'm going to say each word in English, then Spanish, and clap. And I'd like you to repeat what you just heard. Here we go. Number 1, airport, aeropuerto. Airport, aeropuerto. Number 2, butcher shop, carnecería. Butcher shop, carnecería. Number 3, post office, correo. Post office, correo. Number 4, the station, la estacion. The station, la estacion. And number 5, stadium, estadio. Stadium, estadio. Again, green means the letters are exactly the same in Spanish and English. So A-R-P-R-T, A-R-P-R-T. Pretty easy stuff. Okay? Now, Mr. Alt, we've never heard what port is in Spanish. Sure you have. It's puerto. Have you guys heard of Puerto Rico? Everybody say Puerto Rico. Well, Rico means rich, and puerto means port. So the protectorate, I don't know if it was a territory or protectorate. Anyway, Puerto Rico means rich port. So puerto means port. Now, butcher shop is carnecería. Let's talk about ria. Ria means a store. A store where you buy pizza is called a pizzeria. Okay, a store where you buy shoes or zapatos is a zapateria. So, carne is meat. So it's a meat store. How are we going to remember that carne is meat? Well, say carnivore. Carnivore. A carnivore is an animal that eats meat, or a carnivorous animal is an animal that eats meat. Okay, so carnecería literally means meat store or butcher shop. I'll accept either. How are we going to remember that correo is post office? Well, everybody say correspondence. Correspondence. Correspondence is like when you're writing letters, like if you have a pen pal or whatnot. So back in the day when everybody wrote letters, all correspondences had to go through the post office. If you wanted to correspond with somebody, write them letters, you had to use the post office. So correo is post office. Also, correr is to run. So you can think, I'm going to run to the post office. Correr is to run. So I'm going to run to the post office. Now, station is estacion. Notice, in English it's T-I-O-N, and in Spanish it turns into C-I-O-N. Now, English words that end in T-I-O-N, emancipation, proclamation, education, anticipation, all the words in English that end in T-I-O-N turn into C-I-O-N in Spanish, okay, without exception. And every word in Spanish that ends in C-I-O-N has two things in common. Number 1, it's feminine. La educación, la proclamación, la estación, la anticipación. So all of them, if it ends in C-I-O-N, it's feminine, and also there's an accent over the O. Now in English we say station, stupid, student, spaghetti. Spanish people have a lot of trouble making this s sound. So we say Stephen, they add an E and say Esteban. We say student, they say estudiante. We say stadium, they say station, they say estacion. Okay? So anytime you see a Spanish word that starts with ES, estúpido, estudiante, estudiar, estacion, cover up the E and you'll probably remember it. Okay? Finally, stadium is estadio. Same thing, S-T-A-D-I, S-T-A-D-I, but in English we say stadium, there's a stressed S, so in Spanish they add an E, estadio, which is why we say Spain and they say España. All right, let me cover up the Spanish here. Come on, work with me here. There we go. And I want you to take a few seconds, look at the English, and either say the Spanish out loud, or even better, look at the English and take a sheet of paper and write these 5 words down in Spanish. This is your post-test to make sure you know these words. Okay, this has been Spanish 2, Family and Community, Vocab 1 through 5.